Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. I've heard, this is going to be the daily, but I've heard today's daily is tough. You are the Lost. I want to see, hey, Luke didn't do too bad. 2,000 is probably like Caves 1, so this is maybe a hard Lost run. Yesterday we finished 133rd. That's pretty good. Okay. People have asked me what the red in the name means. I'm pretty sure that means they die on the daily challenge. I'm not sure. But I've seen some people say that it's like, you know, if you're playing with mods or something, but it doesn't make any sense, because sometimes I have red, sometimes I don't. You know, sometimes Luke has red, sometimes he doesn't. I'm pretty sure it's just did you die on the daily. Probably based on the Lost challenge where everybody's name is red, that seems to make sense. Okay, daily run, Lost, let's do it. I'm ready. Lost Holy Mantle, of course. Mr. Mega is good enough to take. Absolutely. I'm scared, of course. I don't have the absolute best track record with the Lost in the daily challenges. I've had a couple that have gone pretty well. This one's only going to the Cathedral, so that's not that bad. I think the secret is going to be possibly trying to do what I did on the Lost Hush victory, which is get so many items that eventually you can, and a lot of battery charges. Hopefully that Lost Hush run has gone up by now. And then just reroll a lot. And if you can reroll a lot, the odds are you're going to be able to reroll into something amazing. Now, admittedly, we already have Holy Mantle, so we don't really want to fuck with the system too much. But the thing I like about Holy Mantle in this situation is that it allows us to live for a while. It also means that if we get hit, like, it allows us to live long enough, I should say, until we can find a better place to reroll. Or, like, reroll all of our items. Like, I'm being a little confusing here. Not intentionally, though. But it also gives us the ability, like, if we get hit and we're like, we're definitely going to die on this room, panic reroll your whole run. Maybe you can turn it into Dark Judas or something like that. Like, it's important to note, we don't actually have to beat the run as the Lost in order to win this daily or get a good score on this daily. All we have to do is beat the run. So if we, you know, get the Ankh, or that was a little dangerous. If we get the Ankh, or we get, you know, Judas' Shadow, or even Lazarus' Rags or something like that, it's acceptable. This is beautiful right here. Okay, we'll take our ball of bandages. We'll head down to the next floor. Is floor 2 where people seem to die on today's daily? Well, it is the burning basement. I think that's probably not worth it right now. So what's my secrets? Don't get hit. And I swear to God, if we're fighting, not that the Haunt is like the hardest boss in video game history or anything like that, but if we're fighting the Haunt again on our very first floor, and if it's a champion version of the Haunt, George is gonna be upset. Because that's like every single time I just die against the Haunt. Which is my own personal fault, I'll admit. It's not like I'm proud of it or anything like that. I'm just saying, I'm sick of it. Getting roasted and toasted against an enemy I've fought hundreds of times before, but the freaking Haunt Brimstone laser is the pink brimstone from the angled brimstone from the pink Haunt is just the worst. Okay, try for a secret room. I do want to save bombs for the opportunity to use them against the boss, but I also, okay, well, then we broke even on that bomb at least, but I also want to see if we can, you know, pick up a little something extra to speed this run along, you know, give it a better chance of redemption and survival. I'm looking at my score and I'm like, okay, Luke got 2K, we're at like 1,500. That means we're probably roughly at the point where he died, maybe in the boss fight. Maybe he made it one more floor, I don't know. I was hoping to purchase a key here. Box of Friends is not really worth it. We will purchase a key. Okay. This is good. We only got one bomb left, but I'm feeling okay about this, and the speed upgrade is fine. I can live with this. Yes. Little spooky, but we made it. Okay, we got 3 bombs for whoever we're fighting here. Am I scared? A little bit. A little bit scared. All we gotta do is play well, though. Play well, get through this. Don't immediately have to start another greed mode run. It's Tiny Monstro! Mr. Mega Bombs. Well worth it. Well worth it. We'll take our HP. Oh god, don't give me Krampus. That's what I was like, it's gonna be Krampus, isn't it? Okay. Well, we want Whore of Babylon without a doubt. It's weird, but Satanic Bible I'm not interested in, but I will take it just to take it out of the pool. Although it would seem like you would want to be interested in this item, I think that Whore of Babylon is a no-brainer. And then we want to keep the D4 to reroll into something better later. And there's always people like, what do you mean reroll into something better later? Book of Belial already gives you such a good damage upgrade. What are you doing? No, it's okay. It's okay. I promise. If we get the opportunity, I would love to demonstrate it. Now, the thing is, it does require getting like 5 battery charges on a single floor, but ever since Afterbirth has come out, that's been like pretty conceivable if you can get Sackboy or, you know, anything really that buffs your consumable chances, or chances of getting a consumable when the room ends. Score's looking okay here, which to me, oh, I probably should have saved that, I guess, but to me means that maybe we've made it past the thick of it to some extent. You know, if people were dying on the little Monstro fight, not little Monstro, but Monstro on a little room. It was a regular size Monstro. The room was the interesting part. If people were dying to that, maybe it gets a little bit easier after that. I mean, Whore of Babylon is an awesome pickup. Doesn't make us much more survivable as the Lost, but you know what? Fuck that. It makes us much more survivable as the Lost as a result of the fact that we can kill enemies much faster. Of course, we'd love to get even more damage than what we already have, and it's possible that we'll get deals with the devil that will facilitate that, but we don't really have too much control over over that. That's in the hands of RNGesus for now. So we do what we did, or what we've done on every Lost run that's actually been a success. We just take it one floor at a time. You shit yourself a couple times, but eventually you come through on the other side smelling like a rose, right? This is a little scary. Trying to just, like, every shot that comes in here is extremely valuable. There we go. Makes it much less likely we'll die against these stupid flippin' spiders here. Can't land a shot. Good. Good. Take the penny. Get out of there. I would like to go to our item room before we go to the boss fight, which you may take issue with, and you may be right to take issue with. It might not be the right decision, but it is the decision that I'm going to make. And it appears to have been completely fine. Inside of our item room, Robo Baby. And the most positive thing I can say about Robo Baby is that it is a good reroll target when we eventually decide to reroll with the D4. Which won't be happening anytime soon, because I love this Holy Mantle play we've got. But, well, we gotta move on. Okay. Trying to stay ahead of Boss Rush, because, you know, I would like to do it on this run, but it might be a little bit ambitious. Pestilence on a tiny room. Pestilence has been not always the easiest enemy for me. Super stoked with that Mr. Mega pickup, man. That has, like, changed my life here. Made it so much less stressful to fight these enemies. No deal with the devil. We get a second level Ball of Bandages. It's okay, but it's not too amazing. As we enter the Flooded Caves 2. And an arcade that is interesting. More interesting than it is useful for sure. But you know what? Why not spend a penny? Come in here and see if there's anything we really want. I think I can look at this daily right now and be relatively happy with the way that it's gone. Not that we're even like at huge risk of death here, but you're always at huge risk of death when you play as the Lost. So I feel like we've played well. We've only been hit on a room once, right? And we've managed to keep ourselves in relative safety after that point. So even though we can never feel completely safe, at least not yet, I can be pleased with our performance thus far. I would be pleased with this performance if it was a daily where I didn't have to do another challenge right afterwards or another run right after. A lot of the Lost dailies, I end up doing another daily in quick succession, and I feel bad about myself a little bit, and I let some tears squirt out, and then, you know, I have to get on with my day. But this one, we can get some closure. Get some closure. I mean, a win would be the ideal outcome, of course, but and I'm not talking about, you know, getting a high leaderboard position. I'm just talking about beating Isaac would be huge on this one. We get Bloody Lust, which is very strange. Bloody Lust is a little weird here, because I don't think we can ever get the damage bonus from it. This should be okay. I was scared temporarily here. Because, I mean, obvious reasons. These enemies have a real issue with crowd control. But as long as we play it very slowly, shouldn't be a problem. Hoping to get one more penny so we can, like, really justify going to our shop. Almost a great shot from that grandfather fly. What worries me right now... Oh, thank you, ball of bandages. What worries me right now is no bombs. We have a devil card we can pop for our boss. And I think I will, almost regardless of what the boss is. Thank God we're the Lost. Never thought you'd hear me say that, but... Oh, shit. In this case, it's actually extremely important. Because we can fly and thus get out of the riffraff. Good. Just trying to kill the blue flies when they're not over a spot where they can actually cause problems for me. It's the dark one. I'm gonna pop the devil. And hopefully I'm gonna beat the devil out of this guy. Now this should be a fight that is not tough. Not too tough. We're very familiar with the dark one. There is one spot that is verboten. You do not stand directly beneath the dark one. If you gotta dodge, you try to dodge above. You can rotate sides to give yourself as much space as possible. You can kind of bait him into coming into the direction that you want him to be goaded into, like this way, for example. And we're gonna get through this. Deal with the devil, no Krampus. We get a speed upgrade, that's okay. It's not Krampus. It's actually Dark Matter and missing page 2. Dark Matter, very good. I think I'm just gonna head down, man. And missing page 2, maybe like completely worthless, but we'll see. We can go into our curse room, but you have to go into this room first. Well, fuck this, basically, is like, this is the takeaway. What are we doing here? Well, I'm assuming that his shots are not going to make it... Oh, come on. Above these rocks. If I'm mistaken in that, well, then we might already be dead. So what I'm thinking is we just put ourselves over the rocks to maximize our chances of not getting fucked in the butt. But more importantly, probably just stand on the other side of the map. Blow up this TNT. Maybe I don't want to blow up this TNT. They've got to be so close. Come on. Come on. Like 2 hits. There we go. We got our 15th cent and we got the left hand. Obviously, we're going to want the left hand. Come in here. Don't get hit. If we get hit, we just lose. Which is like... It's just the worst, isn't it? But... We didn't get hit. Yet. These guys teleport? Yes. Don't let him get close. Don't ever let me be the last to know. We made it. Escape from that hellhole into another hellhole. 2 hands. No more hands, though. That's the end of the hands. On this run, I will be looking, if possible, to teleport out of boss rush. Oh, he gave me a battery charge. This could be the floor of rerolls. Lots of consumables. You know what? We have to. There could be a black market here. A lot of Isaac. The theory that I use in Isaac is oftentimes... Oh, it's a stone chest. Probably should have blown that up. Is, you gotta live long enough for the game to give you the opportunity to win. It has not done that yet. But it could. It could. This is a clean room. There's so much, like, high-risk, high-reward stuff here. We gotta check it. It's not a crawl space. Or, sorry, it's not a black market. It's a crawl space. And it's just given us a troll bomb that apparently has the wherewithal to climb down ladders, which is very frightening. But we'll push these stone chests together. And as a result, one day, we'll be able to blow them up. Unfortunately, it didn't really work for us. The Isaac's rooms are like, you're exclusively hoping for black markets or really good items in a crawl space, but the odds of getting really good items in a crawl space are quite low. Does happen, but low. The odds of getting a black market, also very low. But it does happen. And it does happen as the loss. Chemical peel is an acceptable item. I wouldn't go too much further than that, but it's something you can use. Got my competitor's spirit riled up here. You know, I'm nervous, but on the surface, I look a little anxious, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna try to act like there's some extra bravado or something involved here. One red chest, I don't think is worth it. As any other character, I'd probably be okay with it. But as the Lost, it's just too risky. The room's so long. Easy room. Things that worry me. Teleporting enemies. Enemies that shoot beams. Invisible enemies. Bosses on tiny rooms. So this is a shop that will endlessly kind of repeat itself if we buy it. I don't think it's worth it this late. Is blue map? Probably, if we can at least get some bombs. I want this, but I don't want to walk into the fire. Question marks? Speed down. It's bad, but it's not the end of the world. Because we got a speed upgrade on the last floor. If I remember correctly. So many battery charges that I'm like, man, this is like... If we're gonna take a stab at a reroll, it would probably be this floor, but... Oh, be careful. Honestly, we're looking pretty good right now. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not gonna die on the next room. Completely conceivable. But I think we stick with what we got going right now. Because the game has been very kind. It's given us enough damage upgrades to be happy with. That doesn't always happen on the Lost Run. Oh, this is a weird one. Monstro 2 is one of those enemies you just hate to make afraid. That's good. This is all about, like, because we can basically can't get hit. It's all about crowd control. If he takes, you know, 100 years and he jumps every single time between his attacks, that's fine. Eventually, we'll get him. You know, it's just inevitable as long as we play our defensive game. It's once we start to get a little impatient and be like, oh, we gotta kill him right now. That's when things are gonna be a real problem for us. As is, though, he's content to kill his own minions, and I'm content to let him. And then you're going to give me a deal with the devil. Thank you, ball of bandages. No deal with the devil. Instead, we get pajamas. I'm not gonna reroll. Why would I reroll this? We're going down to the depths too. We can live. I'm not eager about the mom fight. I would love to get like a pill or a card that makes the mom fight easier for me. That will be a start, honestly. 5 poison bombs is also really, really good for us. Don't deflect my bullets, you sly son of a bitch. 6 bombs. I feel like we're like 1 item shy of the incredible item we want or need. I don't know what it is, but I feel like, wow, we've got like 11 bombs on the last 2 rooms. I feel like we're very close to a potentially successful run. Man, I'm so glad I gave them like an extra minute to space themselves out. And by minute, I mean like probably like a literal quarter of a second to space themselves out. But either way, that's made this room much easier than it looked like it was going to be just a couple of seconds ago. Triple shot is probably not that item, but it's good. I would like the actual map. So we're obviously going to check our secret room. I just ignored it because it was next to a big room. So I didn't want to like misplace my bombs, which were, you know, slightly more precious a little while ago. Got some really nice damage, really nice coverage. Not too worried about that. Raw liver is just completely worthless, but also hilarious. If we'd been any other character, we'd be like, oh, sweet, raw liver. So I do feel good about my performance on today's run. Like the difference, I think, between, if my run ends up being a loss, The difference between my run and a winning run, beyond just better play, which is always a constant that's potentially, you know, available. The difference might be having the sack to actually do the rerolls that I wasn't willing to do. So I think, honestly, if you reroll your whole run on this one, you stand a pretty good chance to get a Nod Leaf or a reroll item, or a... Not a reroll item, sorry, like a... Well, D100 could be good as well, but... maybe you got a better chance of getting like a... Judas of Shadow, or an Ankh, or a... One Up, I guess, wouldn't do it, but Lazarus Rags, you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying, anyway. So I'm hoping that there's a teleportation card. And I'll admit that probably this seems a little foolish, but now it definitely seems a little foolish. But we don't give a shit about boss rush. Like, we only give a shit about boss rush in the event of us being able to teleport out of it. So if we can't teleport out of it, there's just no point in being in that mom fight so early. So we might as well farm up, you know, as much money as we can. Empress is pretty good. We might as well farm up as much money as we can to try to get to the amount necessary to purchase the map. And if we can do that, then, you know, that's more advantageous than rushing into a boss rush fight that we don't even want any part of. Like, I don't want to do boss rush Holy Mantle. That sounds heinous. I believe it doesn't recharge after every wave. It actually requires leaving the room to recharge Holy Mantle. Which makes sense given our history with Holy Mantle, but... Okay, we have a double key room. Interesting. It is a greed fight. This is not interesting. This is real bad. However, this is kind of like a pretty easy ultimatum. If we defeat greed, we will get the map. If we don't defeat greed, our run ends right here. We have defeated greed. We have procured the map. Well, we will procure the map, I should say. And we'll get to our second secret room as well. You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for one of those red chests to have 9 lives. Hasn't happened yet. 48-hour energy. Another opportunity. Another opportunity to use the D4 that I'm going to say no to. I think we ignore our big room. And I take a moment and I say, oh, a little scary. Oh, jeez, I hope we're okay. Oh, my lord. Okay. And then, come into our shop. Where now I kind of wish we got the recycling thing, so maybe we could have gotten 2 items here. But we want the map. It's worth the check here, and the chariot is, I think, better than the devil card. Even though the devil card is actually better, I think the chariot card is more useful for the mom fight. So let's do it. It's regular mom. It's exactly what we're looking for right there. And I will take no chances. That was a chance. The mom fight is an extremely difficult fight to not ever get hit on. Or to not get hit on more than once, I should say. Okay, this is where we use it just to guarantee us the win. Now, I think we have to take the Polaroid, because we're going to the cathedral. And we'll head down to the next floor. This has been a great performance. Let's not toot my own horn too much, but I feel really good about the way that this run looks and feels right now. I'm getting close to panic reroll territory, I'll admit. Close to the point where if we get hit once, I'll be like, we should reroll this immediately. So that is like that's a 48-hour energy pill, I think. I don't think it's worth the risk of touching the red poop. It's another greed fight. Not the worst outcome in the world necessarily, but certainly not what I was looking for when I spent the bomb to come in here. But you know what I'm thinking is that this is a great shortcut to get to that boss fight where hopefully we get another deal with the Devil Crack. Tapeworm is good as far as range upgrades go. We've already got great range. And beyond that, I'm still waiting on a payout here. Rules card. Nicolissi. There's a seed for you right there. Mama Gertie, when we can fly and have good speed. Shouldn't be too bad. And I'd like to say a big thank you to the game for not royally fucking us over with boss rooms. People are going to disagree a little bit about that small pestilence room and the small monstro room. And I agree with the people on this one. I'm a man of the people, I have to admit, but if you could get through those, if you could persevere through that, the boss fights have been relatively kind from a Lost perspective. The Pact is really good, but not exactly what we want, but pretty good. And we might as well take the pills. It's not like we're gonna get a health down. 2 48-hour energies? Bad guess. Explosive diarrhea. Man, somebody is gonna die to that on today's daily, and that's so fucking silly, but here we are. It's not silly they die to it, it's just silly that, you know, just the law of averages means that someone will, but okay, this is probably the right way to go. My secret on this room is just don't think about it. Just fucking book it as soon as you can. Good. Fear shot may have saved our lives there, causing those guys to just locomote just enough out of each other's way. Make that easy enough. I'm scared shitless for the mom's heart fight. I'm just realizing, what do we care about the left hand? We might as well take it down to the cathedral. If we die on mom's heart, which is very plausible, I can leave this run with my head held high. We didn't get, I mean, we got some good damage upgrades, but this is not a Lost run that is a win on its own merits. Like, just, you know, in the item room getting incredibly good items. It's not one of those. So, I would feel great if we did. I would feel a little, the sting of wasted potential, because you never know if one reroll could have changed the game. But let's never say never. We haven't quite gotten to the point where we know we're not going to be panic re-rolling. Did I shit myself a little there? I may have shit myself a little. There may have been some little shitting going on. Babe too, pig in the little shitty. Oh, I've been hit. Panic re-roll. I've lived. I have Tech Point X. I have no Holy Mantle, but I have lived. Let's take a second. What do we have? We got Tech, we got Money Equals Power, we got Cricket's Body, we got Quad Shot. We still got the D4. We did some good damage there. Thank you for not being Krampus, by the way. Gimpy, though, not worth it for us. We're not doing the Hush fight, okay? The Hush fight is a little too much. Now, this is a weird one, because I really would love to get not, oh, but our damage looks really good. I'd really love to get something that gives us survivability. We don't have Holy Mantle anymore. That was dumb. Speed down. Our speed is pretty bad, too. But the damage looks great here. Hilarious. So maybe we just roll with this. Our damage looks really, really good. And we still can fly. You know, we can move ourselves across the map pretty easily. We have a lot of rerolls that we can afford to use if the time is right. They are fast. That's okay. That was glorious. I don't know, man. Oh, the decision. The pressure is mounting, man. Thank God we don't have Stompy. That's like the thing you absolutely do not want on this room. It's like, hey, I made the rocks, and the rocks are dead, and now so am I. So, this is like, I mean, it's obvious, but we'd really like enemies to get as far away from us as possible. And then if they could stay there forever, that's even better. Lovely. Lovely. Not so lovely. Man, Greed will do anything to be the dominant story of this run, won't he? It's like our third Greed fight. He's being a real cock about it. I do worry about that exact situation that happened right there, but we lived. And I wasn't even scared at all. I didn't even defecate that time. Widow should be like a 2-hit enemy, so 3 hits, but still. I'm pleased with it. Are we really gonna... If we get to Monstro, can we beat him like this? Yes! Like, definitely. By the way, a huge, like, legitimate hat tip to, like, the 1% of people on planet Earth. Well, that's not even close. But the 1% of people who play The Binding of Isaac, Afterbirth, who are going to do this run, and they're going to fight Hush and win. Just for trying, you deserve a medal of bravery. You're this nation's finest generation, no matter what nation you live in. If you win, you get my vote for next president in whatever country you're running for. No judicial experience, doesn't matter. This person has the resolve, the steely resolve necessary to lead a nation, without a doubt. We are going to make it to the Isaac fight. We have to stick with this. We have to have allegiance towards the item that got us here. Or the permutation that got us here. Oh no! He got us with a beam of light! Oh, it was so good. That was still such a fun run. Oh, my balls. Still deaths. These are still deaths in here, so... More power to you. Oh, man. Great run, though. I had a great time. I hope you guys did as well. Lots of suspense. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.